Hello everyone, my name is Diego Rivera and I had the pleasure to welcome you to video number 2 of these math tutoring sessions. Today we will continue on in the topic of derivatives, but this time we will be learning about the chain rule. We already learned about the power rule in our first episode with Joaquin, and now we are going to learn about the chain rule. Let's go. So before we get into the chain rule, we have to go over a couple of things. Again, we are seeing the chain rule with respect to derivatives. But first, remember what Joaquin told you last class? What are derivatives exactly? A derivative is described as either the rate of change of a function or the slope of the tangent line at a particular point on a function. In simple terms, a derivative tells us the rate of change with respect to a certain variable. But today, we're going deeper into derivatives. What is the chain rule? The chain rule is a calculus rule that tells you how to differentiate a function of a function. It is a fundamental principle in calculus. I know it's something a bit confusing, but I'm sure you'll later understand everything. Here we have the formula for the chain rule. What does this mean? The chain rule formula shows us that we first must take the derivative of the outer function, which is this one. This is the derivative of the outer function. And keeping the inside function, which is this one, untouched. And then later multiplying the derivative of this original function right here. So let's get into it. I'm sure you'll understand everything until I make this example. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started here. Our first example, 3x plus 2 squared. Let's solve it with the chain rule. We will first start by naming our inner function, or our g of x, and our outer function, or f of x. Our inner function, or our g of x in this case, will be 3x plus 2. This is our g of x. And our outer function is all this. Our outer function is f of x. So let's start by defining them. What will be g of x? G of x equals 3x plus 2. What is f of x? F of x will just be, we move this right here with the power rule as Joaquin explained it to you. And our f of x will just be 2x. All right, so now let's get our derivatives for both of these. G prime of x will equal 3. And our second function, which is f of x, will be f prime of x equals 2. That will be the derivative. Remember, Joaquin told you this right here is a constant, so it cancels out. Here we have a 1. 3 times 1 is 3. This cancels out. Here I have 2 times 1, 2. Cancels out. Here we have, until now, our functions and its derivatives. Now we will move over to the formula, which I erased a little right now, I'm sorry. Let's input these values here, and we will get our final answer. Well, I had to rewrite formula again, but you know what we will also be rewriting? This function right here. Let's get started. F prime of x, here I'll close the F a bit. What is f prime? We said f prime is 2. We leave the inner function, or g of x, untouched, which is 3x plus 2. Here we have it, 3x plus 2. And this will all be multiplied by g prime of x, which we said it's 3. Now let's simplify this. 2 times 3 equals 6. So you have 6 outside times 3x plus 2. How do we solve this now? We put h prime of x, which will be our final answer. 6 times 3x equals 18x, and 6 times 2 equals 12. This is our final answer, and in the example above, we have seen how to use the chain rule step by step, and this is our final answer right here. Ladies and gentlemen, that sums up our second video on derivatives. Today we learned about the chain rule. We already learned about the power rule. And we are still missing the product rule and the quotient rule, which we will see later on. We appreciate you for your time and watching this video, and we will also appreciate a like and a comment. Until next time, this was Diego Rivera with the chain rule video. Bye.